Hey everyone! So today I wanted to just kind of sit down with you guys and have a real conversation and talk about the one thing I've been obsessing about over the last 7+ months, which is my Spartan race, which is on Saturday, and I can't believe it. I'm filming this video on Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it up today. Fingers crossed. I think I will. But it's very surreal. It hasn't hit me yet, and I don't think it will until I'm driving out at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday to get to where the race is going to be. But I wanted to kind of sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about my journey throughout this year, and maybe in hopes to inspire some of you or maybe help you out during a tough time that you guys are going through, and make myself a little bit more real as a human being, a person that actually, has difficulties and that doesn't just sit here and do review videos. And for any of you who are really not interested in more of the personal stuff, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do a review video sometime soon. If you guys have any ideas on products that you want to see, just give me a shout in the comment section down below and let me know. But besides that, I wanted to kind of just sit down and be real for a moment, and also just to have this video to look back on after Saturday. I've been planning on doing this video for a little while, and I haven't gotten around to do it. I've been thinking about it for the last week and a half, and I still haven't gotten around to doing it. So I wanted to sit down and finally chat with you guys and kind of give you some insight on the struggles that I've had over the last 7 months. At the beginning of this year, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it was going to be I already had a tough start by November, December. I was having a really tough time. And the reason I was having a really tough time was because I couldn't find a job anywhere. And just like a lot of people struggling in Toronto to find a decent job, something that's full-time, something that pays you a little bit more than minimum wage, something that you could survive on and save up money or buy a car or, be able to move out or, do all those things or travel or whatever. It's really hard. I mean, to give you perspective, at one point this year, I had gone to an interview that I think max was set up for 60 people, and almost 200 people showed up. So I think that really gives an insight on the job industry and the lack of jobs here in Toronto that are really willing to pay people that are, very willing to work hard and willing to devote time and hours and and years and months and time, their time to working. It's really hard to find anything along those lines. I had worked in retail for almost 5 years, and I really didn't want to jump back into it because I feel like I've outgrown that kind of system and that kind of work environment, and I don't enjoy it anymore like I used to, hence why I just don't work in retail. I don't like it. So at the beginning of this year, I really felt a lot of anxiety and stress and depression because I felt like I was a failure. I honestly felt like I was living at home, I've been living at home. I can't help my mom out because I'm not making any money. I can't pay my bills. I'm racking up debt that, I'm scared to rack up. I'm just overall, I felt like such a failure. And then I was dealing with a lot of personal issues with feeling very alone and feeling very isolated. And it was the first time in a very long time I was alone, out of a relationship. I didn't have somebody else to really emotionally rely on. And that was a big shock to me as well. There were times where I would wake up in the morning just crying, not bawling or weeping, but I felt so anxious and felt so nervous, and I would go out in public, and thank God I would wear sunglasses, but I'd be tearing up the whole time. I just couldn't control it. I felt so anxious. I felt so nervous being around people. I just was a mess at the beginning of this year, and I knew going into it, I had to say goodbye to somebody that I had recently met at the beginning of the year, and I knew that person would be leaving. And then 2 friendships of mine kind of just fell apart, and I haven't spoken to those people since either. And it was just, I knew I needed something positive to focus on and obsess over, and that's how I get out of things and how I stay motivated and how I can move forward. So signing up for Spartan was a really big step for me to kind of help me get through this year, and in a way, I have to say, it kind of saved my life in the darkest times, because I don't want to cry, but this year has been really tough. I mean, I would go to bed so depressed, and I would be so depressed about the fact that I'm doing everything that I could. I would literally wake up in the morning, sit down on my couch, and sit in front of my laptop for anywhere from 5 to 7 to 8 hours, applying to jobs online everywhere that I can think of, anywhere that I could think of where I could sit down in front of somebody and convince them that I could do the job, and that I was so willing to work, that I was so willing to work any hours. I was so willing to do just about anything. There was a lot of things I contemplated, doing out of desperation, as far as applying to jobs at maybe strip clubs or wherever, anywhere that I was able to get a job. I was willing to go that extra mile to get it, and because the reality was I just needed to pay my bills, and I had no form of income at all. It was very depressing. I was in a really rough place, and there were a couple of things, like, I'd wake up, I would spend hours, sitting on my laptop applying to jobs, and then I would eat dinner, and I would go to the gym. And the gym, for me, the reason I love the gym so much, even prior to Spartan, and the reasons in the years past that I've spent so much time there training, is because it really is a place where I get a lot of my anger out. It's my healthy outlet to getting my anger and my stress and anxiety out, and it's a very positive way that I can beat, and a healthy way I can beat my body up, in moderation. I'm not physically hurting myself, but like pushing my body and feeling like I'm doing something productive, feeling like I'm actually getting something done by going to the gym every single day and training and eating healthy and staying on a schedule and feeling like I'm working towards something, which is what Spartan really has done for me, is given myself a goal and really working hard towards it and actually achieving it. I mean, I'm just days away from running this race, and I don't even know how I'm gonna feel once I'm done. I mean, I ran the 10K this year again. I've ran it 4 years in a row, and I set that as a marker for myself. Like, I knew if I couldn't beat my time from previous years, if I couldn't keep a pace, if I couldn't, achieve these certain little things that I had set for myself, I wasn't going to do Spartan, because I knew I was just not physically prepared. But I managed to do all that, so I know physically I'm there. But it's still something. I've never ran a Spartan race, and so many people have been giving me advice, and I so appreciate it, but I've never done it before, so it's really scary. It's really intimidating, because the fact that I'm doing it alone impresses people. Like, a lot of people think I'm crazy for doing it, but I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit I've done in my entire life that, like, adrenaline-wise, like, being adrenaline junkie and, like, doing stupid shit, like, and so it's not something that doesn't really surprise me, but I really want to be able to impress myself, and I want to impress other people by saying, oh, I'm going to get it done in 40 minutes. I want to get it done in under 40 minutes or under an hour at max. I don't want to do any burpees. I want to get through all the obstacles. But at the same time, I also really want to enjoy myself, and I want to have fun. And it's really hit me in the last couple days, like, I don't maybe necessarily want to run it as fast, because I really want to enjoy it. I've worked 7 months towards this race, and I really want to savor the moment, and I really want to savor running it and doing it and the experience and everything. And even though I'm doing it by myself, I've always been kind of a lone wolf, and I'm really excited to just do it. And I'm still nervous. I'm still very nervous about it, but I really have to say, Spartan really gave me a whole nother level of, just enduring the shitty stuff of life, and really motivating me through those really tough times where I couldn't get out of bed, or I just wanted to sit and cry because nobody was calling me back for jobs. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't moving forward in life. I wasn't able to do anything, and I wasn't succeeding in any way, shape, or form. And I felt miserable by it. And having this race has really helped me kind of get through all that, because again, it's kept me moving forward. It's kept me pushing forward. And I guess you can say it's been a New Year's resolution for me. I mean, getting in shape physically and losing weight never was the goal. It really was physically getting prepared for this race. I mean, going to the gym and working out and losing weight is kind of a side effect for me. It's never been the main goal. Though the funny thing is from the time that I've started training I think in November I started even working out. So it's been a long time since I've been going to the gym consistently and eating healthy consistently and doing all that I've done up until now. I mean, I spent a long time working out. I don't know where, wow, I've totally just lost that train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? I totally, wow, I've totally spaced out. I've totally just had a brain fart. But I mean, let me try and get back to it. I mean, working out for the last 7 months and training really hard and going to the gym consistently, that's where I was going with that. I mean, I started, I think at 143 was my starting weight, and the last time I got on the scale, which I think was about a month ago or so, I was 142 or 1, like bouncing back between the two. But obviously, if you follow me on Instagram on my personal page, you've seen that, I mean, I post those shameless selfies. I will post my transitional photos of me half naked. A lot of people see that and get off on it or whatever. Cool, I don't care. I'm not judging. That's, that's half the reason. It's shameless for people. You know what? I have no shame in posting those pictures and admitting the fact that, yes, I like to, of course, I appreciate the praise, and it's a confidence booster when people are complimenting me or, guys are hitting on me or all those things. Of course, there's that side of it. But at the same time, looking back on those pictures now from the beginning of the year and sitting where I am today and looking in the mirror, it's amazing how much my body has changed and how hard work really does pay off. It doesn't happen overnight. I haven't been taking any sort of medical or miracle pills. I haven't really eaten any differently or quantity wise. I've just been eating more more healthy things. I've taken a lot of junk food out of my diet. I don't eat out. Well, it's not even eating out, but I don't eat a lot of fried crap. I don't eat a lot of chips and junk food and stuff. I still eat chocolate. I still have a cup of coffee every single day. I just, I only pour a little bit of milk in it and chocolate powder. That's the guilty pleasure. I don't put any sugar in my coffee, but I put chocolate powder in my coffee. The little things, putting the little things in. But honestly, this shit didn't happen overnight. People who are looking to get abs or, getting to be fit or looking, having their bikini bodies, this stuff doesn't happen overnight, and no amount of diuretic tea that you drink or pills you take, that shit's not gonna work overnight, even if it does work, which I highly doubt any of that stuff even works, without eating eating healthy consistently and working out consistently. I can't imagine any of that stuff actually works or is even good for you, first of all, and most importantly. But it's definitely been a wild ride, and I'm really happy with how I've stayed on this path, and the fact that I've worked out and I've trained so hard has not only changed me on the outside, but it's helped to change me on the inside, and it's really helped to build my confidence, and it's kind of brought me back to this person that I was years ago, which was, very confident, very, fuck everybody else. I realized this year that I had to stop pleasing everybody else, and I had to stop being afraid of everybody else's opinions and stop taking everybody else's fears on and just taking all the negativity on and just doing what I want because it's my life. And if it's not hurting anyone, if I'm not hurting anyone, then there's absolutely no reason I shouldn't do the things that I want if it's making me happy. And, the insecurities of others really start to show when, people start acting a certain way, and when you start shining and when you really start grasping your life and moving forward. I mean, a lot of people can't handle that, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And, though I've lost people along the way, it's just the realization of if somebody can't be happy for me, or they can't understand or don't see why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, then they're not real friends to sit down and try and understand or get to know me. Or if they don't know me at all, if they don't comprehend why I do the things that I do, they're not my friends at all. So this year has definitely been crazy. And I've always said, I've mentioned this before, if you are having a hard time maybe losing weight or going to the gym or working out consistently, or having a hard time getting into the routine of pushing yourself physically, I have recommended in the past in my videos, sign up for a race. There's dozens, especially during the summertime. There are so many different types of races out there that you can do, whether it's an obstacle course race. Spartan is not the only one. There's Mud Hero, which is a race I did 2 years ago, I think. It was 2 years ago. There's Tough Mudder. There's a lot of other races out there that you can do. There are 2Ks, 5Ks, 4Ks, 10Ks, half marathons. There's a ton of stuff, especially during the summertime, available for people to do in the city, outside of the city. Just look it up. I'm sure if you just Googled races or obstacle course races, you'll be able to find a whole ton that are available to do. And honestly, it's just about having that as the goal, being able to do that race with whatever goals you have set for yourself. And it's kind of something that'll push you through, getting there. The one thing I remember just looking at my wall right now, I'll show you guys in a minute, where my bed is also not made. Judge away, I don't care. As a kid, I never played in sports. I was never super, athletic or fit as a kid. I never played in any sports, and I always regretted that in a way because I never had trophies. I never had medals. I never kind of had any sort of achievements, physical achievements to show for the things that I've done. But staring at this wall and waking up every morning to seeing, all of that is really, it's kind of, it makes you feel good, and it makes me feel like I've achieved, even though that's, they're medals and they're just, your bibs, though it's super, meaningless to people, or that may not mean anything to anybody else. The fact that I've ran 40K in, 4 years is something that I'm so proud to say. And the fact that now I've gotten my mom on this trend, and she has now ran it the last 2 years with me, is just so amazing. And just that feeling of when you cross the finish line is super incredibly addictive. And I have to tell you, once you do it once, you won't want to not do it again. You'll want to sign up next year, or you'll find another race. And once you do one, you're going to want to do all of them. And I just know, I almost regret only just signing up for one Spartan race this year. I may see if I can find another one towards the end of this year, but towards the August, September tail end. I may even, I've thought about it the last 2 days to look at Tough Mudder and maybe sign up for that. Because I've heard that's also a pretty difficult race. It's comparable apparently to a Spartan super race, so that would be interesting. I'd be down to try that, especially because it's one of my favorite places to visit, which is Blue Mountain. But overall, this has been an incredible journey for me, and I can't believe that it's already been almost 7 months since I've started all of this, and I'm speechless. I can't believe, how much time changes. And I always say to people, my life has been so unpredictable. Things have changed so much in the last 2 weeks. It's been weird how much stuff has happened in the last 2 weeks, more or less 7 months. Time really flies, and life is really unpredictable. And, the one thing I've really realized recently, especially in the last, 2 weeks, is life is super short. And, love the people you love and show them that you love them, and don't be afraid. And, just experience every opportunity that arises, and really don't be afraid because somebody else is afraid. Don't be afraid to do something you want to do because somebody else is afraid of doing it. That's probably my biggest advice. Don't be afraid. It can be nerve-wracking and you can be nervous, but don't let your fear consume all of your time and all of your effort, because it's not going to get you anywhere. Me laying in bed for weeks on end crying to myself and not applying to jobs or feeling like I'm stuck didn't get me anywhere. It helped me mourn the things that I needed to mourn and kind of get past, but it never really got me anywhere. So I'm really happy that I finally kind of pushed my way out of it and continued moving forward, because, life and the world around us is moving forward. It's just our choice whether we want to, join along and not feel like we're stuck and kind of stuck in the misery of, shitty things that have happened, you know. Shitty things happen, and it's our decisions whether we want to feel stuck or, again, move forward. So, you know, thank you for all of you that have actually watched my videos. I really appreciate it for all of you who have liked and commented and reached out to me and talked to me. Like, it's really incredible that there really is this amazing community that always forms around in YouTube, and I think that's really kind of, it speaks to the fact that we all want to connect to one another and we all actually want to feel like we're a part of something. And I guess that's why we all post videos and why we comment and why we stay connected to you all that watch us and why we watch other people. I mean, there's like a dozen or so people that I watch every single day that I've been watching for years. Like Jenna Marbles, like Julian Solo, and, you know, Philip DeFranco has probably been the longest YouTuber that I've watched for, I've like more than 5 years, I'd say at least. And the Shade Tards, I've watched them for years, and I've watched Charles Trippy. I mean, this is why we like to stay connected, and I think we all like to feel like we're a part of something. And I think, isn't that the, like, thing of life? Like, you want to find people you love, and you want to find love and happiness and feel connected to something, right? Anyways, enough of that weird mumbo-jumbo shit that I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes. I know this video is so long. My videos are never short because I like to ramble, as you can tell. For any of you who have stuck, you know, along this far the video, I will be wearing a GoPro during the Spartan. I will charge up my GoPro and bring it along with me during the race, so I'll see if I can make some sort of a video with that footage, and then I will probably be doing another video, like, talking about the experience afterwards. If you guys are interested, I'll probably end up doing it anyways, just so I can look back on it and see how crazy the experience was, and my first kind of, I guess, my review on the Spartan sprint race. For any of you who are running it, good luck, and for future Spartans, you know, enjoy the training, because the races are just around the corner, and, you know, this is going to be insane, and this is probably, I'd like to believe this is probably going to change me and probably change my life in a way, and I'm really excited, and still hasn't hit me yet, but it's exciting, and I'm so happy all of you have come along this ride with me, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys after Saturday. And I'll probably be posting a lot of pictures, and maybe I'll post a video or two on Instagram while I get a chance. But see you guys after Saturday.